You don't have to move. I'm just reclaiming blankets. That's all. Because you steal them. You know you do. You're a blanket thief. That's for sure. So how are you doing? You're just okay. Well, I don't think you're just okay. I think you're fantastic. But if you think you're just doing just okay, then... Alright, well then we're just gonna have to snuggle a bit more. Because my cuddles are magical. Yes, they are. Yes, very magical. I can prove it. I can prove that snuggling with me has magical powers of healing amazingness. Yes. Well, for example, put your feet on mine. Can you feel, for once my feet aren't cold? That's because I'm wearing double socks. And I don't know if you've noticed, but they don't match. This is how together my life is. I don't have matching socks on at the moment. Do I look like I care? No, I don't care. But okay, I'll take my socks off. First one pair. And then the other. Okay, now. Feel my feet on yours. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, they're warm. And I didn't even have to be a warm buyer. They're just naturally warm. Feel my legs against yours. All tangled up, twisted in there with you. Feel my arm around your back. I'm gonna hug you. Feel my fingers running up and down your back. Does that feel good? Up your head, down the front of your face, back over the top of your head and down the back again. Down your arm. And I'm very soft and squishy and huggable. Take a deep breath. I'm more magic than that. I am. I'm more magic than that. I can take you on a journey without us ever leaving this room. Okay, so try this little magical journey with me, okay? Okay, close your eyes. Squeeze me in tight. And get really comfortable. Press up against me. Just, that's it. Get your feet. Now your feet are cold. Get feet wherever you want. Okay. Close your eyes. And take in a big, deep breath. Just let it just deflate out of you like a balloon. And this time when you breathe in, picture a color that represents relaxation and happiness and serenity, like maybe the blue of a tropical lagoon, that beautiful, clear, bright blue. Or maybe it's like the orangey pink of the sky at dusk, just when the sun's setting. Whatever color makes you feel all warm and relaxed and peaceful. Imagine that color in your mind's eye while you breathe in. As you exhale, think about a really dull color like gray or sludgy green or something. Some horrible color. And blow that out as you're exhaling. And then breathe in that color again. Yes, I'm asking you to breathe in colors. Just go with me, okay? It's not hippy-dippy shit. Just go with me. Breathe in the color. Okay? Now, in the quiet moments in between your breath, now I want you to picture a beautiful river flowing gently through the woods. And you can decide what it looks like. But think about it in detail. Is it winter? Is there bright, crisp snow on the leaves, on the branches, and at the edge of the water? The sun shining so bright down through the branches of the trees. Or is it a warm summer day, with birds singing, a light breeze rippling through the leaves? Just imagine whatever scenario makes you feel peaceful and at ease. And as you walk along beside the river, I want you to imagine that just ahead of you is the most comfortable chair you've ever seen. Just picture it. It doesn't belong out here, but it's here all the same. It's probably a big, overstuffed, big, puffy thing with pillows, and yeah, it's just so comfortable. Imagine just sitting down in this chair, just sinking right into the comfort of it, resting your hands on the armrests and watching the river go by. You feel sleepy, like it's a perfect place to just have a quick nap. And if your head starts to get heavy and droopy, just let it fall to the side against the pillow that's there, and just let your body rest comfortably. Because everywhere your body's touching is comfortable. I want you to think about yourself sleeping in this chair by the river, as if it's your conscious mind, the part of you that thinks and plans and worries and judges and remembers. We're just going to let that part have a little nap right safe and secure, but just pleasantly snoozing by the water. And I want you to imagine while you're asleep that you have this wonderful dream where the part of you that goes deeper down, deeper than your conscious mind, where that part of you has been unhappy or maybe bullying you a little bit, making you feel not good enough or criticizing you. That part of you that is always that little voice in your head that reminds you not to forget to be unhappy. We all have that little voice. But I want you to think about this part of you a little differently. Think about this part of you as though they're hurt. This part of you has been hurt and left out and left behind. And it's a part of you that you just wish would go away. Maybe it tries to sabotage your happiness. If you're trying to improve yourself, maybe it makes you skip exercise or eat an extra piece of cake or have a cigarette or any of those things that you don't want to do. That part of you tends to jump in there and do those things just to screw you up a little bit. Instead of just getting angry, I want you to see if you can picture that part of you as if it's a version of yourself. Imagine what they would look like. Is there a frown on their face? Is there a sad expression on their face? And I want you to try to reach out to that part of you and say, I know you're hurt. And I know sometimes you do things or say things to me because you don't want us to succeed. And I know you only do that out of fear or pain. But I want you to know you're not alone. And it's okay. We don't have to work against me, we can work together. Because if you just address the parts of yourself that have been clamoring for your attention for a long time, I think you'll find that you can calm them a little bit so that they aren't quite so insistent. I know it sounds kind of strange, but it's really just a creative way of thinking about your own thought patterns and your own inner voice. See how it would feel to make peace with that part of you that hasn't been very peaceful. The part that criticizes you and tells you that you're not worth anything. or recites all your flaws, points them out to you in the mirror. I'm just asking you to maybe try to make peace with that part. And say, I don't need you to go away. I don't need you to disappear and not exist. Maybe in some ways that part of you is trying to protect you. Doesn't want you to get hurt. Because it knows you've been hurt by others. It wants you to avoid situations like that again. I don't know. These are just some ideas, but imagine just giving that part of you a hug and saying, I don't need you to look out for me like that. And you don't need to be harsh to get my attention. You can treat me nicely. I'll respond much better. Imagine what it would be like if that part of you was silent, was quieter, didn't speak up, didn't criticize you, didn't try to make you feel bad, didn't jump in when you were having fun doing something and remind you that you should be remembering something bad. Imagine if that part of you was silent. You'd feel so much more at peace. Just for a minute, just think about how much calmer your inner world would feel if you didn't have to constantly listen to this voice that isn't really you. It's more like the voice of family and parents and teachers and bullies and everything that's told you at some point or another that you have to do better or be better. Imagine if that voice just wasn't there. This is a free-floating kind of little magical journey, so just take a moment and imagine what it would be like if you didn't have that self-talk of criticism and disappointment. And then, when you've made peace with that part of you, imagine that you slowly come awake in that chair by the river. You hear the sounds around you as you wake up, and you take in a deep breath, and you feel good, you feel lighter, you feel nicer, you feel more energized. You stand up and you stretch, and you walk back along the river, just enjoying the sights and the sounds, and feeling at peace and feeling comfortable in your skin, feeling glad to be alive and happy to be right where you are. And then gradually come back here, like you're drifting down from the sky, settling back in the bed with me here. Notice where your body parts are. Your feet on my feet. Your leg under my leg. Your hand on my back. You're fully back now in the present with me. So what did you think of that? It's okay if you thought it was kind of weird. I'm just making this stuff up as I go along, but I was just trying to make you take a little magical journey of relaxing and maybe sort of facing the things that depress you, you know? Does that make sense? Because I was thinking today that, it was just Blue Monday that just passed. They say it's the most depressing day of the year for lots of reasons. And I thought, yeah, I definitely feel it lately too, but it's like any kind of pain. You try to avoid it, right? You try to shake it off. You don't want to feel it. It's bad. And if you do have that sort of self-talk, that kind of critical inner dialogue going all the time, we all do, right? But as soon as that happens, you get this bad feeling and you want to push it away and you wish it would just stop, and you wish you didn't ever have to hear that voice again that's criticizing you, And I thought, well, maybe just pushing back so much is just not the point. Maybe we actually have to face it and say, there's a part of me that's really hurt and is sad and unhappy with where I am in my life or what's happened in my life, all kinds of things, It's one thing that unites us as humans, as we all feel this. We all have this kind of thing. Nobody gets into adulthood without having a lot of these feelings. Regret and unhappy memories and a sense of self-recrimination that we're not better. We all have it. So maybe the idea is to just sort of face it and say, I acknowledge it. I know this deep emotional part of me is just hurt. Because life beats you up. There's no question. Life beats you up. And maybe I just need to acknowledge this part of me that is hurt and doesn't heal the way my conscious mind does. You know what I mean? Consciously we move on. You can't hold on to things forever. You gotta move on. Life moves on, You get over pain and breakups and fights and problems and, you get over them. You move on so that you can function in your life, right? But there's always that part of us that doesn't really move on from things. So maybe we just need to take a minute and just relax and make peace with that part of us and say, I'm not the enemy, Yeah, some bad things have happened, or maybe life hasn't turned out quite the way I had thought at one time or hoped. Maybe I've done some things I'm not proud of. Maybe I'm not whatever enough, But all of this is just way too much criticism. You know? It's over the top. It's too much. You don't need to be this judgmental of yourself. What you need is to take a deep breath and just allow yourself like a little vacation from stress and just enjoy being in the moment. I don't know if this will help. I don't know. I need help too. We all do. And I'm trying to find the answers. I know that it helps to cuddle and snuggle and be cozy. I know that helps. I know that we are harder on ourselves than we are on other people, and that no one else would ever criticize us as much as we criticize ourselves. Somehow we have these really high standards for ourselves, don't we? Like, we judge ourselves so fiercely. We don't do that to other people, we just do it to ourselves. And I've often been told I'm very hard on myself. And I guess I am. I don't know, but I guess I am. And I think it is responsible for a lot of my unhappiness. So maybe, that's what I was thinking, maybe if you are too hard on yourself too, that maybe you need to just make peace with it. Yeah, if you start finding yourself saying things or hearing that voice in your head, that your own voice that says, oh, you're a loser, or you're this, or you're that, you know, maybe just in your mind, just imagine turning around and actually addressing that part of you as if it's like your twin, you know, looks just like you. It's got a scowl on her face, you know, and then just say, okay, what gives? What's up with you? Why are you trying to be so mean to me today? You know, what happened? What are you remembering? Why are you so unhappy? And maybe just soothing that part of you might help. I don't know. It's worth a try, isn't it? Because that's the thing. It's so easy to focus on the things that we aren't great at, or the things that we're not proud of, or things we've done wrong, mistakes we've made. Which, if you think about it, it's usually only a small percentage of everything we are and everything we've done. We don't focus on everything wonderful about us. We focus on the few things that aren't that great. And we let it take over our lives. Even something as simple as being a kind person. I know that sounds so simplistic, but I've seen so much unkindness lately that I realized, it's actually not a given that people are kind. It's not a default state for human beings. Some people are very unkind, right in their soul. They're just naturally mean-spirited. And so if you're a kind person, if you're actually pleasant and you have a gentle spirit towards other people, you face the world with a pleasant kind of attitude, that elevates you immediately into a much higher level than quite a few of your fellow humans. It's an amazing thing to have compassion and to be kind to other people and to see the goodness in things. That's a wonderful character trait to have. We have to try to find ways to make those things count at least as much, at the very least, as much as the things we don't have, Maybe you're not the best looking person in the world, okay, whatever, but you're also very kind. And that's way better. It's way better, Maybe you're not the richest person on the planet, but you have a wicked sense of humor. You make people laugh. There's ways of looking at things, And you can say to that part of you that regrets that you aren't, Mr. Super Fantastic, whatever. You can just acknowledge that and just say, yeah, I know. We all wish we were better in all the areas that we don't feel we're good. We all wish we could be perfect. We all wish that we didn't have to see our flaws, and we wish we didn't have to have flaws, right? But just acknowledging that we do. I mean, how can you not? You're human. You have to have some things that you're not great at, or things you just don't possess, or it doesn't make you a flawed person in that sense. It does make you a perfectly normal human being. So maybe that'll give you some comfort when you're feeling depressed. I hope so. Be kind to yourself, And my little magical journey was just kind of a way of maybe giving you a little visual help of how to be kind to yourself. Because I know sometimes people can't really visualize what that means. So I don't know if this helps or not, but whatever helps. I think you should do whatever helps you. You need to put your own well-being first, And don't feel guilty about it. And don't feel like you don't deserve it. You absolutely do. So, big hug. Big squeeze. Now our feet are the same temperature. Should maybe listen to my Eve's Guide if you haven't yet, or even if you listened to it before, listen to it again, because the whole idea was just to value yourself. Take care of yourself. Value who you are. It's for anybody. It's not just for guys. It's anybody, really. It's just a way of thinking about yourself that gives yourself permission to be a priority in your life, Because it's okay. It really is. You can just lie here for a while and just be quiet. Just hug and cuddle. No, I'm serious about the breathing and the colors thing. You gotta try it. You gotta be open-minded. You have to be a creative thinker, that's what I'm saying. It opens up more possibilities for you to creatively think your way out of situations you don't want to be in and stuff, Form new neural pathways in your brain. Make new channels. I'm serious. It's a good thing to do. Just ask a neuroscientist. It's a very good thing to do. Either that or crosswords. So you pick. But anyway, I'm quite happy to go to sleep right here, if you are.